She said, yeah, she's got a couple hours. This will be, you'll get this one finished, I'm sure. It took me, I don't know, I was experimenting. I've never done this either. So it took me a little while, but
Mhm.
I know that once I repeat the process, it's a lot quicker. And so basically I've got my green, I've got red, and I've got a brown in here. And I don't know, I might have to end up making me some brown because I realized I did not have very much. Which it's not going to, like for me, it's not going to take very much. Now, Gloria is doing, I don't, are y'all actually doing cards? Are you doing canvases?
Hi, I'm doing a small canvas.
Okay, good. Okay, so it will take you just a little bit more paint. I usually put out probably about a nickel's worth or a dime. Um, so on this one, well, basically I just did whatever color blue that you want as the background. I just did, it's just a regular blue, and I just mixed some white with it to make it lighter. Y'all can do it grayer. I mean, it just sets the mood however y'all want to, whatever color background you want. I did like a blue and a white, and I just mixed it. And these are the foam things I keep referring to, if you guys don't know what it is. But I'm telling you, these are a blessing. They're only about $4 or $5 for a huge. Let me see. I think I give maybe, I might have gave 7 for this one. But look how many. And these are wonderful. They're wonderful for that snowman, snow woman. This is a snow woman. But they're just good to do the backgrounds and stuff with too. And that's actually what I did this background with. I just used a sponge. If you don't have a sponge, a flattest brush. Also, too, it doesn't even have to be these kind of sponges. You can use like regular, like household sponges or anything that you have. And but if you don't have a sponge, you can just use, just a flat brush, probably the widest one that you have, just for, uh, to make quick work of it. And so I'm getting my paint, getting my paint. I got white and blue and brown. And I will do, right now I'm just going to do this blue and white, and then I'll put me out some more. But of course we will have green, and we will have some black, and it's not going to take very much black at all. And I did some yellow. Let me see what else. Yeah, I got yellow. And that's basically it. So yeah, it's like 4 or 5 colors is all we used on this. And so we'll get started with the background. If you're using brushes and you're using a canvas, I'm a firm believer that you need to like dampen your brush. I swear by paper towels. I've always got them. And so if you dampen your brushes, then just like put them on a paper towel. You don't want you don't want water standing in them. But like if you're doing a canvas, of course, it's rougher. And so you can just take a damp brush and go over that canvas just to make it just damp. You're just dampening it. And then you can do your background, and the paint will go much, much smoother that way. And so basically, what I'm doing is, look, I'm just doing like on my sponge, and I'm just going to mix it right here on my palette. Whatever color I want it. And so you can do the same thing. Now, these girls that have painted with me, they know that, but to do the background, this is not necessary. But like we usually dip the corners of the brush and then we just come over here and mix it. But because you're doing the full background, that's not necessary. You just want a petal of blue that you like, and then we'll go from there. And so I've got I've got a roll of this paper or this plastic that I bought at Michael's because I've done in-person classes, and so I have to cover the tables to protect them, and so that's all I've got is just a piece of this, and it helps me. And so I'm going to just cover this background. And so that's all you have to do. If it's too dark or if you don't like it, just pick you up some more white, or if it's too white, and pick you up some more blue. How are you ladies doing? Hello, Miss Carolyn. I didn't really get to talk to you before.
Hi, Christine.
I said, I know this is spur of the moment. I'm usually, tell Miss Courtney, I'm usually not this quick. I planned this out, but I just wanted to try to get this in with everything that's happened. I just thought, Lord, I just want to try to get this in. And like I told Gloria and them, I will have this recorded. So if you guys don't get it done, I gotta pay attention to them, make for sure nobody else is coming in. Who else said Miriam? I'm missing Miriam. Huh. I wonder if she remembered. I left a reminder. Now, usually if I'm going to do a snowy scene, I sort of like mine just a little bit grayer than, like a bright blue. But it's totally up to you guys how y'all want it. Again, because I do have a card, these go very, very quickly as far as like, covering them up and stuff. And now this one here, I put a lot of paint and it wants to curl. Now this one never did that at all. I'm just going to quit on that. So we got my background. And now, this is very easy. Normally, I tell the ladies if they got a hair dryer, if these are very wet, you might want to do that. Only because we're going to take, I hope y'all have a pencil or a piece of chalk. Now, we normally never draw. The girls know we don't do a whole lot of drawing. And that's what I tell people. I said, good, because we don't really do a whole lot of drawing. Now, on this one, we are going to draw this little bird, just outlining, and then you can paint him. So if you guys are that far, let me know. If you're not, I'll wait just a little bit. Like I said, I covered mine really quick because I've got a card. If you guys are doing a canvas, I realize you got more to cover.
I'm covered. I'm just letting it dry a little bit.
Okay.
I'm still covered.
Okay, Missy Carolyn. So anyway, while you do that, I'm going to just sort of like move mine because I put a lot of paint on there. And you can do this with a light pencil or chalk. I like chalk. And you can even get like, colored chalk and stuff like that. I'm just going to do some white. But like, especially like if you were doing a white background and you want to like, draw an image, I suggest chalk because it'll wipe off. You don't have to worry about, covering it up or anything. Okay, now this little bird, he was actually pretty simple to do. Let me see if I can. I hope that you guys will be able to see it. Oh, here she comes. Yay, here comes Miriam. I don't know. We may have more tonight. That would be a sweet thing if we did. Hello, Miss Miriam. I was wondering about you. Also, too, if you guys have cardstock and if you actually bought cardstock, like in the blues or, a light gray or whatever color, this step right here can actually be left out. You could just have that cardstock to the size that you wanted it. So, hello, Miss Miriam. We have just done our background in like a light blue, and well, I just mixed it up, white and blue. However dark or light you want it, that's what we're doing. I actually have cards. I think the ladies have canvases, like small canvases. So you can do whatever you need to do. Because we are sort of in a time thingy, I'm going to go ahead and just draw our bird on. Now, the ladies have done most of what I'm teaching them right here because they've been with me since last October. So, I mean, for them, this might be simpler, but they're simple to do. But I'm just saying, I know that they've already done some of it. So, I know that this will probably be a fairly fast project for them. Okay, so what we do is this is a little chickadee. And so basically, I hope you guys will be able to see me. I wish I knew how to adjust this camera to get it in. I don't know that I can. I don't know how to do that. Sorry. But hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm basically going to draw like a half a circle. I know it's probably hard to see here. Let me see if I can do a pencil. I actually had a pencil. What did I do with it? And don't you know both of these? Look at these. Neither one's got a lid. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to do mine just a little darker so that y'all can see. And I might bring him up here. So I did like a half a circle.
Okay.
Can y'all see?
Yes.
Okay, half a circle. And then right here, I'm going to go ahead and put his little beak in. Just a little, like a triangle off from the side.
Okay.
And then I'm going to bring his body all the way down. So let me see if y'all can see that. I know that that's very light.
I can't see that.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me see. I might just, here, I know what I'll do. I'll just get me some brown here. And I'll draw it in as I'm doing. Should have went ahead and done black. Or here, I can do white. Okay. Here, I got a paintbrush here, so. Okay. Okay. So we did like a half a circle.
Okay.
And then we got his little beak. I'm actually going to just go ahead and draw that, go past his little beak, because if I do it with him white, it might be hard for me to paint. And then I'm just going to come all the way down and sort of circle around.
Oh, got
it. Okay, and then right behind his little head here is his wing. And all I did there is I just brought his wing down and I went down on both sides. Looks like a football. Okay. Now we will put feathers and stuff in here. So I know right now he's like,
Oh, that's cute.
And then right here, we're going to put his little tail, and it sort of looks like almost like a V. And we'll have, again, when we put in his feathers, he's going to have like a, he'll have a tall one here, and then we'll have some over here. Okay. And then, of course, he's going to have his little beak right here.
Mhm.
I'm going to go ahead and do mine in white. And
That's
normally, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll do mine in white because I'm hoping I'll be able to cover. Looky here. It looks like he's got a little beanie on his head.
okay.
Okay. And right under his neck right here, again, this is like a little patch of black that they have. And then we'll put feathers and everything on him. And then the rest of it, look, we're going to go ahead and put the limbs and everything. So he's sitting, as you can see, he's sitting on a branch. And so I'm just going to draw that branch out. This is a light touch. If you're doing it with the paintbrush, it's a very light touch. And then we're just going to start drawing in branches. And I would do this. I don't know why I didn't do this in brown to begin with, because here, I'm gonna go ahead and paint mine in brown. Very light touch. And you can put in as many as you need or want. Just remember, you got to fill them all up. So, so if you put in a lot, it's like, ooh, you just don't want some naked branches out there. And let me see, I'll put one stem here and maybe just drag this and back out some more. And then I had, if you could see, this is a pine cone that I done. But we will put him in after we get a birdie in here. We see what it's going to look like, get him all painted. We'll see where that pine cone needs to go. Okay. None of my paintings, the girls know, ever look exactly like the ones that I offer. But this is basically how we're going to do it. Okay. And so what I've done is that I actually painted all the greenery first. And I know that's like, okay, that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but I did it anyway because, and I've got green. I just put out some green. And I also have, I don't know what I've done with it. I have like a lighter green that I used in this. If you guys don't have a lighter green, that's okay. But normally, the girls know that you can use a yellow. I'll just use a little bit of yellow here because we're going to have some yellow anyway. Okay, so what I'm going to use is I will use a brush on this one. This one is like and I guess one's a 12. I have an 8 as well. And even a 10 someplace. I think, see if it's the same side. I think this one's my 10. I'm going to actually use my 10. This is a flat because it's got this sharp chisel edge that is perfect to do the pine needles with, okay? And so basically what I do is I pick up, I'm going to dampen that a little bit because it's been in there. And look, when you wet your brushes, I always take my thumb and my finger and I just mash that out. And I make for sure, look how sharp and chiseled edge that is. So I tip green and white. And I come over here beside the 2 petals, green and white. And I'm going to try that and see how it looks. Now, if you are on a white canvas, well, you're not actually because you're doing your background. So yours is going to show up. But every once in a while, I may pick up just a little tiny bit of yellow. And I know that I will do that for my holly. So I'm just going to start right where I've got some of the branches. And I'm just going to start laying in some of the pine needles. And so basically, look, I've got that sharp chisel edge. This is a very light touch. The harder the touch or the more pressure you put on, the fatter your stem is going to be. Okay. So you just sort of flip it. I'm leading with the white or the light on the top. And I'm just flipping it. And it's a very, very light touch. You can do as many and as thick as you want it. And we're just going to go to each one. Let's see, for that, I got way too much. See if I can get rid of it. Got more white, I think, than I like. Again, I'm just outlining my stems and what I put on there, my little branches. And I can see right now, I really don't have a lot. And I turn my canvas any way that I need to turn it so that I can get, notice how fat that got? That's because my chisel had left. And so if you could get that sharp chisel edge on your flat brushes, makes all the difference in the world for this stroke. I'm just barely touching that and I'm pulling it. And again, you can do them as thick as you want them. I'm just going around, and I may end up doing more branches because it doesn't look like I've got nearly as many as I did on my other one. So can you all see this good to where you can sort of go by what I've already done? And I realize I'm quick at this. So if I'm way ahead of you, just tell me, stop, slow down. I'm not anywhere near where you're at. Just a hint. When we do this, when we do these, we can also, if you wanted to do a Christmas, like a tropical card, you could do a palm tree, and these could be the palms on your trees. I think I'm gonna leave that for I'm gonna come to here. I've got lots of brushes, so I realize again, this may hinder you all because I use different brushes and I don't have to keep going back and like washing mine. But I'm just going to put some more branches in here. I'll put one right there. One right there. Let's see what else. I'm going to put another one. I'm just going to fill those in, see what they look like. Again, these are your all's cards. So however many you want, or if you don't want, you don't have to do this exactly like mine. This is your all's painting. I just wanted to be here to guide you. And I think I'm going to. I'm going to put my pine cone there just because I didn't do this one. Now, my paint, if you see, it's like really getting gooky. So I don't go into water with my brush to clean it. All I have to do is just get a paper towel, and the same way I dry it when there's water in it, I do the same thing. And it'll get a bunch of that paint out. And then I would just barely have to pick up some more because it's still in the brush. I still have that paint loaded in that brush, but it's just not all gooped up now. And notice, see how I'm getting that thin little line again? And that's how you'll know when you got a lot of paint that you might have to remove, is if it starts getting big, thick branches, and that's not how you wanted them, or needles. These are pine needles. All right. Yeah. Again, you guys have to just however y'all want to do yours. I'm just gonna put me a little bit, one other branch right in here. I was going to get brave and try to go live on Facebook and do this one just live to where everyone could watch it. And I thought, no, I'm not going to mess that up. So at least I know this I know how to do. I can do the Zoom. And it's been a while since I went live on anything, especially on Facebook. Has gotten so hokey. It's complicated now. You have to just really I got too much water in it. Okay, I needed to show y'all what I just did. I picked up a brush and it had water in it. So what do? I pick up a dry brush and I just come over here and touch that, and it will soak up every bit of that water. So that's a little trick, that if you pick up too much water, or if you forget to like dry your brush, like I said, and it gets like a big drip or something on your canvas, you could just take another dry brush and go right over top of that, and it will just daub that right up. Okay, so need that to be greener. So again, I mean, however many pine needles and stuff that you want, you're welcome to do. But if y'all don't mind, well, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to show you how to do your little bird. And so basically, you're just going to color this in. I'm going to use the same. This is my number 8. Actually, I have a smaller one, I think, because you guys are working on a canvas, so your birds can be much larger than mine. There should be. I'm going to use my number 8 on mine. Again, I got to have some black. I knew that had broke. Y'all can let me know where you're at. If I'm going way, way too fast, please let me know and I'll slow down a little bit. Like I said, even if you cannot like complete both of them, we will definitely have them videotaped so you're not going to miss anything, okay? But I don't want to get way ahead of you either. So the first thing I'm going to do is the white through here, through the little bird. And I'm just going to pick up straight white. And just right where, let me show you. If you see, he's got like a little beanie that's black. Underneath his neck is black. So basically, we're just going to come in here. And I'm just going to do its body. And that right there is be black as well. So, and of course, that doesn't want to cover as good. So you might have to go several layers to get that to cover. Office notifications. Now, I'm just going to fan this until I could get that white. I've really got that paint layered in there. I'm going to dry it a little bit. I'm over here to the side, just fanning this. And then I'll put another layer on there because we want, there is going to be quite a bit of paint on that little bird. So, because mine is so little, again, I'm using my tiniest flat brush that I have. So if you guys are on canvas, of course, your bird's going to be a lot bigger than mine. So, and I realized that, you know, because I've only got this small little surface, I can go a lot faster than you all too. So anyway, I'm just going to fill in some more white here. Actually put way too much white, probably right there. And then once I do the white, I'm going to do the top of his little head in black. And it almost looks like it's like it goes down or it goes around. Almost like a little beanie, but it's got like a little nick right in there. I sure enough made him look like he's got a little beanie. It's got a little knot there. He's got a little pup knot. You ladies are so quiet. Oh gosh. I usually get a little bit of feedback to let me know where y'all are at. I'm going right here, and I'm just barely touching that with the corner really of my brush. Almost looks like a triangle right in there. And of course, his little beak is black. Again, I've got these script liners. Again, you may not need them just because your bird should be way bigger than mine. But because I have this little script liner, I'm just going to come right over here. And I'm just going to color in his beak. Go back over this to make it look halfway decent. Now, what I did for his wing is that I did sort of did like a black. I did black, and then I went over top of it with white. But I would like for you all to watch me here, just because we're going to do feathers, okay? But right now, I'm just going to fill this in, and it will come down past his body. Turn around to where I got that sharp chisel edge. And then I'm just going to fill that in. Okay. Now, what I've done is I just come over here. Look, I've got me a little pile of white here. And I just took that black paint, went right into that white. Now, on his feathers, you stand that paintbrush straight up. I think I actually got it a little bit too light. I still don't like it. Let's see. A little bit darker than that. Like a real sort of a dark gray. And so what I'm doing is I'm going to come out just a little bit, and I'm going to pull in. Just like we pulled these out, this time we're putting pressure on that brush, standing it up, putting a little bit of pressure, and then pulling it in. And then we're going to go all the way around. We're going to get smaller as we go. And then, so there we go. We've got some feathers. And I'm going to take that same gray, and I'm sort of just going to brush over this just a little bit. But I'm doing just light little touches to make it look like it could be feathers as well. Okay. And I don't like that gray. So I'm going to go back to a darker black, or like a darker gray, real dark gray, with just a little bit of white maybe on the side. Okay. Courtney.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I keep wanting to call you Courtney. Okay. So a lot of the technique that I teach is like double loading, even triple loading the brush. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to tip white, tip black, and then I'm going to come up. Well, actually, it's like that dark gray that I had in there, but I went into black. I'm just barely tipping that to where I got that white just barely on the tip of my brush. Let me show you how that looks. Okay. See, can you see how? Yeah. Okay. So when I come over here and I start touching that, I'm going to have that white here. I'll show you. And then I'm going to pull those in. Make them look like little feathers. And and then right here on his tail, I'm going to do them a lot darker. Remember I said I don't necessarily go into, I know I'm going to leave black in this, So I'm not going to go into water with that brush. I'm just going to wipe my brush off with a paper towel. Now I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go black. But then I'm just going to go into the very corner of that white again and tip it. Okay. Now, in the middle, he's going to have one long feather in the very middle of his tail. And it's going to go all the way to his body. And then to the side, he's going to have one. And they just sort of keep getting smaller as they go down. I'm going to do one more on this right here. Don't like that white there. And so if you don't like something, again, it's paint. And sometimes you can fix it right away. If not, then let it dry a little bit and then go back and try to fix it. Okay. So basically, that is my little birdie. And then his body is not just white. It's got all the chickadees have like a little, they're almost like a yellowish, orangish part to their body. And then they're sort of gray up here. Every one I've got. Now, some of them may be different colors depending on what state and stuff you live in. But most of ours has been like almost like a light gray and white. And so I've got like this white, this light gray, real light gray, more white really. And again, I'm just going to, I get that sharp chisel edge, and I'm just going to start. I mean, this is a very, very light touch. I'm just barely touching that to make it look like he's got feathers or down right there. Okay. And then from there, I'm going to wipe this off. And I actually am going to wash that brush because this time I'm going to go into yellow. And I'm going to go into yellow. I may even go into some of that gray. And then it's a light touch and it's very little really gray. So, or yellow. So I'm just going to go right here. And I'm doing that same thing. I actually look like I went into just a little tiny bit of brown with that too. And I'm just covering up his, almost like his lower stomach with that color. I picked up a little bit of brown just to go over top of it, just to make it sort of even out, to make it look like it's blended in there. And I don't really like his feathers that long. There's not a whole lot I can do about it because I've already made them that long. But I am going to spruce them up a little bit. I don't like how they're hanging down there. Well, let me see. Okay, if I'm going to do that, I need them to be longer on this side as well. Yeah, that's what I do. So then for his little eyes, again, I've got this little tiny, I've got this, I take the end, I got this little tiny brush. If you don't have a little brush, or if you don't have the script liner, take the littlest brush that you have, the very tip of it, and you can just, I like to dip in black first. And right where his eye is supposed to be, which is like right where his little, like where this little dip come down here, that's where his eye is. And then I'm going to I'm gonna go over here and dip it in white. And I'm just barely going to touch that same little pile. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. See his little eyeball?
Yep.
Okay. So basically I just took the tip of my brush, dipped it in black, put pressure or like just daubed it, and then dipped it in white and just barely touched that. Okay. Now also too, because I have some of this gray mixed up already, I'm gonna lighten his beak just a little bit. I've got a script liner. If you don't, but again, your bird's beak should be bigger so that you could probably do this with just a small brush. But if you've got a script liner, then it's best to do it with the script liner. But I'm just going to lighten that up just slightly. Okay. And I think I've actually got it. I don't like this either. I'm going to do the back of his head. I think I'm going to bring it all the way down right here. I'm going to just bring it down to where his feathers meet. To where he sure enough has a band, like a beanie on his whole head. So that's basically, I mean, you got your little bird. The next thing, so I know that I'm way ahead of you guys, and I understand that. So just if y'all would just let me know where you're at so that I know where we're at.
Still working on my little bird.
Still working on you with a birdie. Again, I know, like I said, I know I'm going rather quickly, and I don't want y'all to feel like I'm running off and leaving y'all. Is everyone else about where Gloria's at? You guys working on your bird?
I'm still working on the bird.
Me too, just finishing up.
Well, good. You guys are keeping up with me. How about you, Miss Connie?
I am just finishing the bird also.
Yay! Hey, girls, we're making some progress here. Okay, so I put like one limb here, if you guys notice, that did not have any pine needles on it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create like a pine cone. And there are all different kinds of pine cones. And so, yours may be long and slender. I'm just going to do sort of a little fat squatty one. And so basically I'm picking up brown. And I'm using my little flat brush again. Again, whatever brush you guys feel comfortable with. A flat one is easier for me. And so basically, I'm just going to go right up here to the top of this branch. And I'm just going to sort of make almost like a circle. Go like a C on one side and a C on the other side. And depending on how big you want that to be, you can just, and I'm going to just fill that in. But really, I'm going to cover it all up anyway, so it's not going to matter. And I'll probably see this right here where it's there. I will probably put some pine needles and stuff in there. But right now, that's going to be my pine cone. I'm not going to rinse this brush. I still got that brown in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to just tip that corner in white. And I'm gonna go right over here. Right next to this brown puddle. Or wherever I can get it rubbed in there. So basically, Connie, what I do is when I tip those colors, I come to my palette and look, I'm really putting pressure on that brush to get those colors all the way in those bristles.
Okay.
And I may have to do this a couple of times, but you will notice when it's loaded right. I want to show you my brush again. When it's loaded right, you'll see two different colors on here. You won't see it all like mixed. I know.
Oh, I get
Okay. So
Yep.
basically, white on the top. I'm going to go right up here at the very top of this. I'm hoping. I need to learn how to adjust that. I think I've just, my son's got it up as high as it could go, I think. So all you're going to do here is like, I think of it as little frowns. You're going to go up, or like you're going to put your paintbrush there, put pressure on it, go up and back around. Okay, you're going to go right to the side of it and go up and back around, up and back around. Now that's the start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just keep coming back here, picking up more paint. And then I may even go over here and do one. But then I'm going to go, look, I'm going to overlap those. Does that make sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm just dropping down like to the next layer. So pressure up, loop it, pressure up, loop it, pressure up, loop it. And then I'm going to put one over here. And I'm picking up paint every time I go back.
I got a pine cone.
I'm sorry, do I?
I said I did a pine cone.
Yay!
Well, not too bad.
Now, at the bottom of this, when you get to the very bottom of it, I'm going to do, whoops, I think I picked up some green, look like. I'm going to do one more layer here. And then on the very bottom, I'm just going to sort of put some lines through there. So yay. And you can put in as many of them as you want. I only put in one because I'm going to put some holly down here too. And so we'll go back and pick me up some more pine needles because, and also too, I don't like my tail feathers on that. It's more black than I like. So I'm just going to pick up some white. Again, he's pretty well white there, or dry. Don't want it totally white. It's like almost like a gray again. So I'm just going to come over here and do those tail feathers like I wanted to do to begin with. There we go. Just a little bit more. Just want them, just a little tiny bit of white where you could see that they, they separate. So anyway, okay. So once I do that, where I have got my stem to my pine cone, and I could have went all the way down, I suppose, but I didn't want to make it that big. I'm just going to come back over here with some gray, or sorry, some green again. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before with the pine needles. I'm just going to bring that down though. And I started with white and green, and then I just picked up just a little bit of yellow. And I'm just going right over here where he's at. Now this time, instead of like bringing him down, I'm going to like push him forward like that. And actually overlap that. So I can even do my bird if I want to, if it's good and dry. Like he's sort of tucked in there. So you guys enjoying this?
Yes.
You sounded so excited, Gloria. I know, like I said, I know that probably, the time restraint probably wasn't the best idea on this, but I'm just glad that you guys are getting it done. Yay. Okay, then this is sort of the last thing that you're really going to learn, okay? Is I'm going to go into, now again, I'm using my small brush. You guys can use, if I was on a canvas, I would be using this big Mama Jamma for these for my holly, okay? So now we're going to do these holly. I wish I had some. I'm going to see if I'm just going to use this paper plate so y'all can see. Now, probably the easiest way I could tell y'all to do holly is like I'd make a dot, 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 and then come over here and do dots. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to double load that brush. Now I've got it yellow and green. And so I'm going to just lead with the green. That way the yellow will be in the center. So starting where that dot is, now this is quite large for a card especially, but where that dot is, I've got that sharp chisel edge. I'm going to put pressure. Then I'm going to stand that up. I'm going to come in the middle of those two dots, come to the next dot, stand that up, come to the middle, and then that's going to go to the end. And then I'm just going to, I'm not going to turn mine around, but you can. Now, I'm just going to go to that beginning side. I'm going to put pressure on that. Come in, pressure, come to a point, and then put my stem in. Okay. So basically, if you didn't do your dots, it would just think of this as your stem. So you can start right where you're at. Get my brush loaded where you can see really good. So I'm just going to go up and down, up and down, and then come to a point. I'm going to go right back over here where that's at and go up and down, up and down, and bring it to a point. Of course, that's not good because I got this little tiny brush. So, so what I did, let me see. And I also got the yellow on the outside, which it doesn't matter. I mean, sometimes I'll switch it. So basically it is up, down, and out. Up, down, and then stand that brush straight up and then put your stem in. And that's how you do holly. Probably not a good, no, I got white. Let's see. One more time. Let me show you. I've got that sharp chisel edge. So I'm gonna do yellow in the center this time. So I got that at an angle and pressure and coming down. Pressure going up, then I stand it up, pressure coming down. And then I just bring that to a chisel edge. Okay. I start right where I left off. Pressure, come down, pressure, come down, and back to that chisel edge. And then I make sure I put my stem in it. I've got a lot of yellow in this, but I wanted you all to see. And I would not put that much yellow in it. But just again, just so that y'all can see. Again, the women done this, some of them did, because we did Christmas candles and stuff at Christmas time. So, but if it's easier for you to actually put your dots, that way you know how to follow. It's like pressure, stand up, pressure, stand up, pressure, then come to that tip, to that dot. Then turn it around, pressure to that dot, come in the middle, pressure to that dot. And then this is a little tricky because you're going to turn your brush to make it stand up. And then voila, you got your little. Okay, you guys got it?
Hopefully.
Excuse me.
Mhm.
So, once we get the hot, excuse me, I didn't get me anything to drink. I'm just going to go right where these were. I'm going to just sort of overlap them and start in with the holly. Excuse me, I'm going to have to get you something to drink really quick because. Excuse me. Um, okay, okie dokie. Now, again, depending on you guys would actually on a canvas, these strokes would be probably pretty large. But on this little card, they're not going to be that much. So, and notice I picked my canvas up. I picked, however, it is easier for you to paint. That's what you do. You pick it up. And if you have to move it in a direction that it's easier for you to paint, then do that. So notice the sharp chisel edge. Notice I've got yellow and I've got green. I'm actually going to tip that green just a little bit more. And I'm going to go right over top of some of this right here and start my holly. Actually, I might do me just a little stem right there just to get me started. I'm going to put pressure, point, pressure, point, then bring it to a point. I'm going to have to dodge his tail. So pressure, point, and then back to the tip. And then I'm just going to put a stem through there. Now, these will be covered with berries. And so, I mean, if they're not absolutely what you think is perfect, then it's okay. You're not going to make them absolutely perfect. I'm going to go right over top of that one. I'm going to put pressure, point, pressure, point, pressure, and then bring it to a point. pressure point, pressure point, bring it right to point. And we'll go one more. Every time y'all see me, I'm sorry. Every time I go away, I'm picking up paint. Now, this does take a lot of paint. And so I'm going to go right over top of that one even. And I'm going to go pressure, point, pressure, point, pressure. You know what's beautiful is to do these in gold. And you guys can always do that in these cards. You could do everything, and like you could do the holly, the centers of it, like instead of yellow, you could use gold. The pine needles, instead of white and yellow, you could do gold. And I had gold. I just have not thought to do that till now. Duh. I might actually go through, and you could do your holly berries. Like once you do them, you could do them in the red dot, and then go right back over top of them with gold. Would be beautiful. And you could outline anything in gold and just, again, make it look, more Christmassy. And so, okay, so I know that those will take you a while. I will show you, like I'm going to use just the tip of my brush, and I'm going to pick up red. I'm just going to dip down in there. And I do like to come out just a little bit with it and just dip down before I go to my surface. And wherever you want holly berries or berries in general, this will just sort of highlight your whole painting. I haven't put his little feet on him either. So I'm just going to put them wherever I want to put them. And yeah, I know these are pine needles, and sometimes I still like to spruce them up with some berries. Now I'll tell you what I did. Now, I haven't done it yet. I probably shouldn't have done these yet, but I'll show you how to do those too. Okay, notice I did do the, this all cleaned up. We could still add some in here. It's not too late. Unless you did your berries, it might be a pain. But I'm gonna clean my brush real quick. Now, if you notice, I did put some of the, it's like a different kind of greenery in. And just cleaning my brush here. And basically, I just went with green and white. Again, I'm double dipping. Loading that brush. And so we can put these anywhere. I'll put one right here because there is an empty space there where I don't have no berries. And I actually led with the white. And so this is it's like pressure, lift, pressure, lift, pressure, lift, pressure, lift. And then it does take quite a bit of paint. So I like to green though. Pressure, lift, pressure, lift, pressure, lift, pressure. And just go all the way down. Ahead. So wherever you can find an opening, maybe to add those, it sort of just highlights it a little bit, makes it a little bit brighter. Put one right here. I'm just going to do a small one. Maybe one right here beside. Maybe one right here beside this. I'm just bringing them down wherever I feel like I would like to have one. Maybe right here. I guess that's about it. So there we go. And two, if you actually wanted to put like white berries, like you could also put white in there as well. So totally up to you. Now, once this actually, it doesn't necessarily have to dry. I hope I told you all to usually get an old brush. I think I told you guys to get an old scruffy brush. I like to use like a toothbrush or whatever. But once I'm done and I know I'm finished painting what I'm going to paint, I like to go. I will go into a little bit of water. I'll come over here with beside the petal of white. And I'm going to mix me up just an inky petal of white. We don't want it like water, but it has to have a little bit of paint in there too. And so I don't know if y'all could see that with the consistency. With the plate, probably not. But it's like an inky white. I just went over beside it. And y'all know I've done this many times. You guys have done this. But basically, I just take my thumb and I just start. Or you could actually, a lot of people take their other finger and smack it like that. I don't like that a lot of times because it just, to me, it'll put like too big of petals on it sometimes. So basically, you're just going to sprinkle snow on it. Probably the very tip of this brush would have done fine. And for some that I don't like, because it's wet, what did I say? I could take it right off with a brush. Yay, with a dry brush. If it's too, like it's too big a gloves. I just didn't like that one right there, so there we go, guys. And then make sure that you sign it, because this is going to be special cards that you're going to send to people. And you can sign it any color you want to sign it. I did mine in green and then put 2 little red dots like it. Again, I've got this, when you sign it, if you got a script liner. Now this one, I don't necessarily have to do the petal with because it's so tiny and it's controllable like a pencil. But like if you got just a paintbrush and it's like a number 1 or 2 script liner, it's better to go into water and make that inky petal just like I did with that. I'm gonna just go right over here. And I'm just gonna put my initial. And I'm gonna dip down because this is Christmas. I put my dots in red. So yay. And so like this could just be like if you're doing a canvas, of course you got a canvas painting. But what is cool is this can be, you can do the whole like an ensemble. You could do a gift bag with the same design and a card, and and you could just give this actually as a personal gift to somebody. And I think it is just a personal touch these days is just not there. And I don't like the way my the back of my bird looks. He doesn't look like he's got very many feathers. So I'm gonna go right back into that inky little puddle that I just made there. And I'm gonna just go right over here and I'm gonna make you some There's feathers right here. I just have not liked that. There we go. So where we at, guys?
I have to do a lot of touching up.
Well, I mean, it's totally up to you all. I'll totally wait until you're finished with this one before we move on. I mean, I want y'all to be happy and ready to move on. I don't want you to leave something undone and then you feel like, oh, I didn't even get that done. So
No, if you've given us the replay,
yeah, you're going to get the replay. So
I can do all my touch-ups and you gave good instructions so I can follow.
okay. How about the rest of you? Where y'all at? I know that I just zipped through there a lot of that. So what time is it? It's 7:30. I actually it's been right at an hour and a half. That's what I was hoping it would take. But again, that's me. So I'm just going to get this one out of the way. But if y'all have any questions, if you're still working on it, again, I don't want to pressure y'all to make you think that you can't. This one here is much simpler, honestly. So with her, it's basically, can you all see me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Just so that you can get the outline of this. And then again, it's like coloring her in after that, just like that little bird. Once you did it, you just have to color it in. So of course we're going to do her face. This will be a round circle. And then I did the brim of her hat. So I come up some, and then I come around quite a bit like that. Then we go and we put another little, like the band on her hat. And then we just go right up here and put her like the little beanie. Okay. And you could do that as high or whatever you want. Then we come down and see, this is why I like chalk. You don't like it, depending on how big you want her. I wanted it out just a little bit more. Ooh, I don't like the way chalk feels. It gives me cold chill. Don't like chalk. So basically, I just come down and I made her like a scarf. And I put it like a loop here. Sort of put like a loop here. And then I just brought down here what she needed. And this one sort of goes off. And I put creases in here and remembered to do that. So that when you do the scarf, you can actually put creases. And again, if you don't want to like do this all the way down, you don't have to. I did. And so I just went ahead and sort of put her like some arms and stuff. and I went all the way to the bottom of the canvas. You guys don't have to. And then I just took, of course, just like you do the like we just did holly. I did the buttons this way. Of course I did. So this is basically how to color it in. Of course, we know that we're going to do a carrot nose, and so we'll just start placing that sort of. And where her little mouth is going to be, her cheeks. I made the mistake of doing this. I didn't put no cheeks on her to begin with, right here, which I probably wouldn't now. It was just easier to me to do what I did. But some people draw the cheek on there first, and then paint over it, or like paint the cheek and then paint over it with the orange. However y'all choose to do that. The eyes, I did with the tip of the brush, but then I also did, I took the brush and did the little highlights and stuff. Notice like the little whites in her eyes. Also, her eyes sort of look like they're set back. So I took like a light blue and went around before I actually daubed it. And it made it look like they were sunk back in there a little bit, which I thought was really cute. And then I put just some little accents here and there. So basically,
What kind of background did we put on this?
I'm sorry, what?
Background.
Oh, okay, because mine is brown. Well, you can do
Brown.
the same blue.
Okay.
Well, actually, because she's got, let's see. I would think that you could do a different, still a blue, because her blue, her hat and stuff is a dark blue. So you'll find out too that when I do this, remember I told you guys, of course we got this big sponge. And so basically when we do this, just how I upload, or should I upload? My Lord Jesus, help me. Just how I double load the brush. I also double load these sponges. I don't know what I did with that one that I like so well. I'm gonna use a smaller one. But what I've done is I'm gonna get me some fresh paint, white, so that I don't mix it all up. I did white and blue. Again, I realize you guys, it's going to take a lot longer. Now, I still think that you can use, I think I would just use blue. Or what you could do is, because you want to make sure you can put some snow, maybe like I never even thought about a background because I used this card. I think
brown, white, or gold and white.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that when you sprinkle your snow, it's going to be able to be seen.
Oh.
So you just need a background that you can do the snow in. So basically you could probably even put like I said, this is a dark blue. Now the only reason that you can see it really clear, like I said, is I double loaded. Like I dipped like one corner of my sponge, or like one tip, and then the rest of it I did in white. Let me show you how I did it. So when I come over here to do her face, I have that blue on the corner, and I just went all the way around with the blue. And I'm not in the lines at all, and I never could color in the lines. Might be a testament to my personality. I don't know. So anyway, then I just picked up, once I got the outline of where, like even the blue, like I just come through here. And this way it sort of stood out from I got the blue, okay? So what I do is then I could just come right over here with the white. And it's not going to be that blue once I'm finished. Let's look, I just barely got blue on there. And I just come right around here with that. I just mix that darker blue with this white. And if it's still too dark, then just wipe some of your blue off and then go back over it with the white. Now, again, you don't have to do this with a sponge. If it's easier for you, and it might be for you guys, it might just be easier. Let me show you. I'm going to just get away from the sponge. I'm going to just pick up white and blue. Way too much blue. Let me get this wiped off. Just tip your blue. I'm going to wash it. Okay, just barely tip your blue. And come over here and get white. Now, if it's easier for you to come over here, the only reason I use blue again is because I wanted it, it looks like it was definitely outlined, and that's what I wanted. But you can go, if you have a bigger brush, and you guys wouldn't need one because you're on a canvas. Looky here, you could go, just go around your circle. Once you did your circle, just go around it. That would probably be easier for you to do because you have a big old canvas. But I still have blue on the edge of that. Okay. And then I'll just fill that in with the white. And I can do that with cleaning my brush. I'm just going to do that with my little tiny sponge. And I'm going to go all the way just about to the edge with that. And again, you could do this with the brush. You don't have to do it with the sponge. I'm just trying to do it so that I can. And it's the same way here. So when you come down here, I got that blue on the edge. And you're just going to fill that in like you're just going to, like you're coloring it. Way too much blue in there. Okay. Then I also did that right here. Again, this was. And then right here. And I'm going back. I'm not picking up any more blue. I'm just going back, picking up white because I've already put that blue in there. And on this, I just sort of stood that up to get that blue on the outside of that. And then the rest of it, you just fill in with the brush. Now that the hat, her hat is like a dark blue. Again, it doesn't have to be though. If you want to do your background in blue, like we did the bird, then you could do that and do her hat a different color. You could do it in like I use red and blue, but you don't have to. You could do like I don't know, a black and a red. You don't have to do it in blue. Again, this is your all's art piece. I just wanted to give you an example of. So basically, I'm just gonna go through here because that's gonna be your scarf. I know it's gonna be red. So I'm just gonna fill this in. I'm gonna fill this in too because I like how blue that is. And that. So basically, once you draw her out, you're just sort of coloring her in. And if seems too dark, you could just go back like this one is a little bit. I'll just go. Really, the only reason you're putting the blue in there, like I said, is just to outline it a little bit. Especially if you were on a white canvas, it just help you to get, and it don't have to be blue. We never used to use blue. It always used to be like a light tan. So you could even do that instead of the blue. Just basically, it's just to outline it. Okay. I think the reason I like the sponges on this, just because it did give it a real, sort of gave it that texture, like, how snow is, it's got a texture to it. And I like that for that reason. Just I just sort of like that. Okay. So basically, once you get her colored in there, get all the white in. Sponges in there, so again, I'm using blue. Y'all can use blue. I'm using blue and red. Y'all can use any colors that you want to use. You don't have to do the exact same color that I'm doing. So I'm just going to, again, basically, this just involves, once you draw that out, it's just coloring it in. And so I'm just going to outline where I was, what I've done. What I wanted to also let y'all know this. I did take some white on that blue just to give that like a, I don't know, like it had the brim on it, I guess you'd say. I just wanted to, my brush is getting all gooky, so when it starts doing that, it's time to clean it. I'm just coloring in her hat, painting in her hat. But I said it's so good if you guys got excuse me, you've got flat brushes, because it'll just help you get those strokes and stuff in. Excuse me, guys, I have had sinus junk. We've all had horribly. We've had so much rain, and I think it's just mold spores and stuff.
Yeah, from all this heat.
Well, that's true. I mean, we've had heat, but you know, I tell everyone I live in a jungle. We're nothing but trees down here. And so when we get a lot of rain, you know, that sun doesn't get in here to dry it out very fast. So unfortunately, because of that, we ended up getting we have toadstools everywhere. So, you know, let you know or that it's just damp in here.
Mhm.
So, okay. So basically, I know that we colored in her mouth and stuff. And they ended up coloring that back in. But I used blue even in that. And I promise you, y'all don't have to do that. You can use any colors with her that you want to. This is your old snowman. This is your old card. This is just an example of what you could do. That's all I'm going to clean my brush real quick. And I'm actually going to dump my water really quick because my brush is. And if you all need, we can take a few minutes if you all want to take a break, because I know 3 hours is going to be a long time. Miss Lori, you done said that you had to go early, and I understand that. So, give me some plain water real quick.
Made from an Asian root vegetable, a contact sponge is helpful in this cleansing process of removing dead cells.
But if you need a if you need a break for any reason, I wish I would have stopped this video and made like 2 videos out of it. I might still have to get them uploaded to where y'all can really, you know, take your time and do each one. Okay, so again, it's just a matter of coloring in whatever colors you all want. I have 2 different colors of red here. I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to double dip them in the way that I usually double load. Y'all don't have to do that. You can do, I sort of like this dark. This is a berry wine, and then it's a fire engine red, I believe. But I'm going to do the band of her. Band of her hat.
outside of the month. But thanks to the National Civil Law Firm, he got me check for $5 million. Call 1-800-ALT-7. It's one of our live representatives. Call man.
Mobile Cat Disease and if you need radical cream of self-itch instantly. It's real medicine for real relief. And now new Vatican itch at loss of itchy dry skin feels calm and comfortable again. From the
And we're going to cover a bunch of this up. So this doesn't have to be perfect, guys, because you're going to cover a lot of this up with snow.
for over 30 years. Our commitment to doing our best job every day has served us well.
We sell the most reliable products from the market and offers the best value.
We are so
And then I'm just going to come over here and do her scarf.
Call All American Heating and Air.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday get the fast sweet money can buy and pay no sales tax. Michaelis Mattress is going tax-free this weekend, and that means you get extra savings your life. Bean Dot, Sealy, Serta, and Tempur-Pedic. Michaelis Mattress is local and family-owned for more than 35 years, helping people in the Midlands get the rest they deserve. All 4 locations this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday pay no sales tax on everything in the store. Michaelis Mattress. Buy it today, sleep better today.
Promotion is participation identified.
The immunization liability. It's the arthritis handling our joints for life.
Blue Renew. It works fast and you won't think.
Wherever you are, you're never more than a moment away from playing Jeopardy. Learn more at Jeopardy.com/game.
I'll hear our second charity. We're off to the start. We get a blood person on Jeopardy.
You guys with me?
Yep, still here.
Okay.
Official market anagrams, then here's your sinus prize. How did you get some of this done? But I have this Cindy, where did we get this?
There's something that's causing a sound interference, and so I don't see your painting until you speak, Christine.
Huh, really?
There, I can see it.
Well, that is sort of weird.
Well, it's like
Has-
somehow the. I
Has
don't think
everyone
it's
else
mine.
has been that way?
No, I can hear. I can see.
I don't know, Miss Miss.
Well, Gloria, it comes up with a blank screen but just a second ago it did, but now it's okay again.
I don't know, Miss.
It's like sound in the background interferes with the signal coming through the screen sometimes, so.
Huh. I don't know.
I won't wish they put a company out there today. But then we can more than a in that moment.
Now, y'all may want to watch me just for a second with this. This is I'm just going to sort of place where I want her eyes. And I mixed up a very, very light, like a very, very light blue. Okay, get it over here where y'all can see me. I mean, it's much lighter than that, so. I want it just like a very, very pale blue. That right there is good. Now, what I've done with that little paintbrush that I've been using all along, I'm just going to take the tip of my brush, and right where I want to place her eyes, I'm going to go I'm just barely going to touch that and go around. Just make like a little, it's almost like a little shadow. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. And it's just like a little tiny shadow. I don't know if you guys can actually see it. Let me show you. Oh, you can just barely see it. See it there? And
Right.
it's just enough. Let me show you. That when we actually do our eyes, see how they sort of they look like they're sunk in a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what does that. And so, we just want to make sure, like this one here sort of look lopsided. Let's see if I can correct that. We just want it pretty well round. And then I just dipped my brush in that dark blue. Now I'm getting that's actually like a bigger brush. I think let me see if I can get a smaller. I'm gonna get just I don't know what brush did I use. Here it is. My brush was in here. Hold on just a second. Now this is my smaller brush I've been using all along. But I'm gonna use the tip of that brush, and I'm gonna go right over here in my petal blue, straight up and down. And I like to come over to the side just a little bit to make sure I don't have it caked on there. So right in the center of that, or right off to the side just a little bit, I'm just going to touch it. That's all. That's all I'm going to do. I just touched it. I just put like 2 little daubs on there. I'm going to let them dry a little bit. But that same little brush, you can either do that with the tip of your brush, or you can use a little script liner, like I was telling you can use. But I'm gonna mix up a little tiny bit of like a really light rose color. I'm gonna roll that in there. And look, right here on her little cheekies, I'm just gonna put little round, just like a little round ball. Again, you could tip this, and I think I probably did with the other one. Just okay. How are you doing, Connie? Does she drop off? I think she left, didn't she? Huh. Maybe she left me a message. I didn't. Huh, I wonder if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna just see. I'll give you a minute to catch up with it. I actually don't have her on my friend list, so, well, she'll get the recording. I guess she had to just drop off. This wasn't for sure.
Probably did.
Yeah. Okay, so, now. What we do, I use a little script liner. If you guys don't have one or don't feel comfortable using the script liner, we can also use the smallest little chisel brush that you got, or your little straight brush, flat brush. And what we're going to do is we're going to mix up, an orange. If you actually have an orange, you can just use it. And I do, and I think I'm gonna do it just for speed's sake. Or it's a little carrot nose. And I also, though, at the very bottom of that, at the very, very tip, I did put just a little tiny bit of red in that. Now, basically a carrot is nothing but a skinny, skinny triangle. But what I like to do is I'm going to put like a little smile, like a little half smile on the side, like a little C, I guess you'd say. And then I'm going to just go right over here and draw a carrot and fill that in. Now I had to do, like, again, I went over that several times because of the blue that was in there. So it may have to dry a little bit, and then we'll go back over it. And I also took black and, put the striations on there for the, like a carrot. So if it's showing here, it's okay. It's good. We'll do what we need to do. Now, I'm going to take this little script liner. And I went into blue. Y'all can do black. You can do any color that you want to do for her mouth. I had started with blue, so I just finished with blue. But you guys, again, whatever color, if you did the brown to outline, then you can do a red mouth. It don't matter. You just do whatever you want to do for her mouth. But I just went, it was easier just like this sort of, I did like a little smile, like a little laugh line, I guess you'd say. Normally, like I said, every time I use a script liner, I usually always go into water with that, just because it's easier to, after a while, this paint gets to a point where it wants to sort of gum up on you after you've had it out for so long, depending on the humidity too. So, okay. Trying to be very careful with this part.
For the next
And then I put like a little, I don't know, like a little smile here. Fill that in.
It's my language. That's what both of us. He was quintessential American.
Again, that could totally be the pink, like you did your little cheeks with. I'm also going to put, since I've got this loaded with the blue, I'm going to put just like a little eyebrow here. And I'm going to put one right here. I've got this blue still, but I'm going to go, I'm going to clean this off. And right, I've got white here. Well, actually, I don't. Let me clean that. Well, picked up green somewhere. Probably need to put me some new white up. I'm going to go into this white. Again, I got a script liner. Depending on how big your all's eyes and stuff are, if you're doing it on a canvas, of course, this is going to be a lot larger than mine. So basically, I've got that sharp little edge on that. And I'm going to go right over here to the side. Just going to draw a little line on each side of her little eye. Ooh, picked up blue. Makes it sort of look like the white of her eye. And then I'm going to go back into white. And I'm just going to put like a little dot right there in the middle of her eye. I don't know if y'all can see what I did. Again, I went over here to the side and I drew like a little white line on each side. And then I just took a dab and did white right in the center. And actually, this one here almost looks like she's got a little bit of eyelashes. And that's totally up to y'all. If you guys want to put any on her, it's totally up to you guys. I think I'd like to have some more white on the side of her eyes. It doesn't look like she's got big enough eyes on this one. I think I used bigger eyes on Okay, maybe that's better. Anyway, as you can tell, none of them is going to look exactly alike. They never do. Now, I also, let's see what I've done too. Put some more white. Didn't finish her off right here. Time is it? Yay. We're actually. Okay, to make it look like it's her arm. Okay, also too, on her right in here, I just dipped like I did for her eyes with a tip of a brush. And I just come right over here and put her some buttons down there. I think I also, I think I dipped that in white too, just to sort of give it a glow. Okay. I don't like her hat on this one. It looks different than the other one. I think what it is, I went up too high with it, or not high enough on this one side. I think I'm gonna try to. I'm just gonna try to fix that a little bit. It'd be higher on this one end. Again, a lot of this is not going to be seen, guys. So, why I've got that. I also took. I went into black. Same brush that I've been. This is a nasty looking palette, isn't it?
Mine looks even worse.
Okay, so I'm going into some black, and I actually will touch a little bit of white into that, make it like a little gray. But right through here, again, some of this is going to be covered up. You're not going to see it, but I'm just going to start putting, like right here. It's almost like it's a knot. Like a bow right here. And then there's another one. So it's sort of like her scarf has been tied. And that red. I'll do that. It's been dry. So then I went into, I got red on there as well. That red I was telling you about that I liked when I did my hat part. And I'm just going to, I'm wiping that black off now, and I'm going into that. It's like two different colors of red, but you don't have to do two different colors. I'm just going to go right back over top of this now. I don't like that brush. Let me see if I can get me another one. Doesn't wanna cooperate. Not stiff enough. Okay, this is more like a maneuver it. Again, all of this is actually going to be covered up. The only thing that I wanted to sort of distinguish is that there's it looks like a bow right there. That's more like it. I like it better. Here's something. Okay, too. I'm going to pick up again some of that gray that I mixed up. I actually mix up some probably if I use that. And right here, right here with the carrot, we're going to start just laying little lines in. And one underneath.
The occasional flash of a can performance. But one can imagine the confusion, the chaos, where people are firing point blank into crowds that they already empty, and people are slashing away
Is that doing it?
and daggers, and people they hold are empty. But there's this massive confusion.
Okay, let's see what else. I put just like a little dimple right here underneath her eyes.
Okay, ladies, I have to sign off now.
All righty, sweetie. Okay, basically, from where I'm at right now, you just put holly on here. You're going to put some more of the lines through here for a hat. You ain't going to be able to notice it though. And then you're going to take a pounce white. You can use one of your sponges. You could actually use a toothbrush if you had to. This is a scruffy brush, a tiny little scruffy brush, and that's what I did mine with. But
Okay.
basically, you can use a Q-tip, and just put it like dab it in there, and just dab your white snow all over her. And then, of course, you take your toothbrush or an old brush or whatever, and get it watery white, and then just flip it to get your paint on there. Okay.
Okay.
All righty, girl.
Thank you. I'm playing with you all.
Love you, lady.
Love you too.
It's possible that there were defenders that survived.
Okay, so sweet ladies, where are we at?
Who fought a little bit was later.
Well, I had to go back and put white where the nose was to get that to start over, because I started to put the lines on it, but I couldn't do very well with it. But you might
Okay.
show us a close up of that face a little bit more. You've done so much, but I can't
Okay.
tell
Well,
from a
here,
distance.
let me show you. Well, this is the one I'm
Well,
doing.
that one, yeah,
Okay.
that's so sweet. You do so good with the expressions. You know, they really show up. Oh,
Well, I tell you I think what makes it is its eyes. It's just like its little eyes
yeah.
are just sparkling. And all I did again is I come over here. Once I did the dot with the blue, I come over here right at the edge and put a white line like right on the side, and then I dabbed it in white on each eye.
Okay. That gives it depth, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then remember I told you that I did that light blue around there before we ever put the dark in there. And
Right.
it sort of
Mhm.
set those eyes sort of back.
I
Now
did
you can
that some.
you can tell it more on this one,
Okay.
really, than what I did on that one. I think our eyes are big.
Like the socket. Shows the socket.
Yeah. And so how about you, Miss Carolyn? Where we at?
Oh, I'm way behind.
Oh, so where are you at, baby? Let me just know.
I'm just now drawing still working on making the snowman, the
Okay.
snow woman. So just way behind.
Well, we still have
Oh,
45 minutes. I'm zooming through here because I wanted to make for sure I did get both of these in time. But yeah, I mean, we're not finished. I still have got work to do and everything else. So, just don't feel like I'm pressuring you or anything. I just wanted to see where you were at.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to see. Oh, so I think I actually if y'all have, again, I'm on this card, so it's little,
Well, that's
if you
what I'm
have
working on.
canvases, you can actually do what are you doing it on, Miriam?
A card.
Oh, good, very good.
Yeah.
So basically to do the holly, you would need I used the tiniest little straight brush that I had, which is I think this is a number 8 or a number 6, one or the other. But if you don't actually have one that's, well, for you, Miriam, you'd need one small. You, Miss Carolyn, you could do a 12 or anything on yours if you're doing a canvas, because they're going to be a lot bigger. So
It's not a canvas, but it's a heavy cardstock.
yeah.
It was black though, and I painted it with white and blue background. So that's why it's taken me a while.
Oh, I understand. Yay. I have some of that too. I did do the black. I mean, I did not do this card on black, but yeah, I understand. I do a lot on black because, for one thing, like when I do the little, whatever they're called, little shorts or the reels, they just show the strokes just show up better on a black canvas than they would if I was just doing it like I'm doing it right now. So.
Oh yeah.
So basically then once we get in and you look, the face and stuff you guys can put in any orders that you want to. I just put it in there the way, I just put her little eyes in first, and then that way I knew where the nose and stuff was going to be played. And so you guys can put that in any order that you want to. And so basically I want to see what I did here because I don't really like how that's. I think I need some more. I don't really like how this is laid out. I think I needed it a little bit bigger. White. Yes. Sort of looked like it didn't belong to her. All this sort of blue, and this was just white as it could be. I thought, I just need to sort of blend that in a little bit. Even right here at the side of her face.
This was in June 1876. Takes center stage, but it'll have 4 differences in the Dakota territory.
Now, a lot of times, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, that black on the nose, I'm having trouble with that. Could you show me close up how that looks?
Okay, basically, I just took the corner of my brush, the very corner, and just
Okay.
tapped that. That's all
Oh,
I did.
tap.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just like tapped it. But now I did go around like the edges of it.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, because I drew the lines, it looks wrong. So I gotta paint over that and go again. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. What about down there? I just keep picking up some green in my watch. That's not good. Making her look like she's got a beard now. Good Lord.
Mhm. Well, I did get her eyes to look pretty good. I'm happy about that.
Asleep. There's a lady in the group. That's one reason she joined, because she wanted to know how to make eyes on a snowman. And I told her, I said, well, I'll make some. I don't know. Like, I don't make them all like this. Sometimes I make them different. And but I told her, I said, I've made some eyes. Eyes on snowman.
Right. It's sure nice we can paint over it and let it dry.
Yeah.
Start again.
Well, on the card stock,
Gets a little sticky.
well, it does, and then if you put a lot of paint on it, once it dries, if you don't weigh it down, it tends to curl up.
Right.
And so, for that reason.
It's okay. It's not bad though. The
Yeah.
little birdie thing kind of curled up. I gotta do the bird a little more. I'm afraid his head looks like a penguin. I gotta work on that.
Well, he can actually be a penguin. I don't think they get up in the air though.
Not too many on the branches. We have lots of those little chickadees in the winter.
Yeah,
all over
I
long
have
time.
them coming to my bird feeder all the time.
I'm blessed with hummingbirds right now. There's so many. I've got 5 feeders and I have to fill them every other day at least because they're just going nuts over it.
I think a lot of people have said that. I've got several that come.
Well, I don't have that many normally. Our neighbor had a bear get into their bird feeders and knock them down. And so they took them down, so then those little birds had to find their way over here, I think.
Someone else was talking about having to feed up, like they had so many that they were having to fill their bird feeders up like every other day.
Yeah, that's kind of unusual.
Yeah. I think it might be where, I don't know about you all, but we have been extremely dry up until the last month.
Yeah, we have too.
We just never had any rain hardly at all. And so okay, so basically what I was doing is I was just trying to, like, there were some areas that on my mouth I wasn't particularly crazy about. But I'm gonna basically, now I showed you how to do the holly with the birds. You're gonna do it the same way, only it's gonna be very tiny sort of. So and so And I think I'm gonna use, I don't know whether I used, yeah, I did use yellow on it, so. And I also did like little pine branches. And so this is very, very tiny. And I may not be able to actually do it on this. Like I might not have used this brush. I don't remember what I used. Yep, yes I did. So remember, out, in, out, in.
Wow.
One thing about it, it's covered up, most of it, so you don't have to be like.
Mhm.
It's probably, I'm just gonna put 2 on there, and then I'm gonna make some like little pine needles. Again, we're gonna cover most of this up with the snow. I think I'm gonna put my little berries on last after I put my snow and stuff on there. And I'm to that point, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But I'm just here to, you guys could just tell me where you're at. And again, I'm not rushing you whatsoever. We did a lot of painting tonight for this length of time.
Right.
That lets me know you guys are, from one step. I tried just like this project. Notice we've done pine straw before, we've done holly, we've done, we've done the little dipping of the brush, because that's what we did our ornaments with when we did our one Christmas tree, and we do our berries.
Right.
So I'm hoping, like, just to always sort of go from one thing to the other, where you guys can realize that there's just different ways to use what you're learning.
Mm-hmm.
And to create different things. Now I'm just taking the scruffy brush. Again, if you guys don't have it, you've got a raggedy old brush, that's fine. If you don't, and you have one of those little tiny, tiny sponges, like this little one right here, you could do the same thing with it. Just use the corner, like do the corner of it.
Okay. Like the snow on it. Sure, I've got one. Kind of rounded. It's shaped like a star, but it works.
Well, I'll get that fixed. Then you have issues. Done.
Can y'all believe really how fast this year has gone by? It's like, like we will be looking at the holidays before you know it.
I can't believe it's August tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're walking those intensive care room. You don't even recognize.
Okay.
I'm not ready for cooler weather again. Although it was 55 here yesterday morning, but of course it warms up good during the day and it's really pleasant. It's like Well, I always liked Minnesota because it was cool like this instead of beastly hot. And
You ladies live up north. You get that those deep winters.
yes, we do. Lots of snow. I never saw so much snow in my life till I moved up here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hip deep a lot of times on the level. That's enough. I'd like to be south in January. That's the most brutal month. Anyway. Kind of hard to run off and leave your chickens and other things. You can't do that. So.
Yeah.
We had a lot of deer in the yard. I've got two that stroll through the yard in the morning normally, so it's really sweet
Yeah.
to see that beautiful red color, reddish golden.
They are beautiful.
They are. And then we saw two baby fawns on the way to church yesterday morning, running across the road ahead of us down there quite a bit. We didn't see the mama, but we saw them. Of course, it was far enough away you couldn't see a lot of detail, but that's what they were.
Yeah.
They were precious.
So I put the snow on every place, her scarf, her hat, her whatever. And then I got the toothbrush out again because I'm pretty well done with mine. And I'm just gonna splatter snow on. And look, I don't like how that did, so guess what I'll do? Remember how I said to do that? You just take a you take a wet or a dry brush and it'll just come right off of there. Doesn't really matter too much right in here because I got a lot of snow anyway.
Looks nice.
And I didn't put my little berries. I put my little tiny berries right there. This is a light touch because it's so little, but yours may be a lot bigger. So, and then right over top of that, I'm gonna put like some little glittery white on there, make it look like it snowed on them too. So there we go. Yeah. You guys don't always remember to sign your paintings, especially these cards, because they're going to be so sweet when you make them and they see your initial on there. It's so, and you can actually you can take these to like Walgreens, I believe Walgreens, Walmart, they all make cards and stuff, and so you could actually get them pretty reasonable.
Right. Well, that's a good thing because cards are pretty expensive now.
Yeah.
You can't buy very many of them.
Yeah, I think I'm thinking 18 cards from Amazon last year. I think they were like $26 or $28.
Wow.
Yeah, which I mean they were Thomas Kincaid, they were beautiful.
They're beautiful. Just beautiful. I love those.
But you pay dear for them. And well, we could always paint our own and use them.
Then even treasure for family, especially, granddaughters are like, grandma, maybe.
Well, one thing about this, you guys can put these on anything. You don't have to necessarily even do cards. You can do, like I said, you can do gift bags. You can do, it would be
Right.
sweet to do a canvas, do a gift bag and a card, all of it match, and voila, you've got your whole, um, gifts.
Ensemble. Yeah, that's really sweet.
You can
I
also,
save
go ahead. I started to say,
I save gift wrap.
yeah.
If I like it, I don't save a lot of it, but I save some pieces of it and put their name on it that they gave it to me without, which is silly maybe, but
Nah,
I don't
I
do a
think
lot
we
of
all
it.
do certain ones that just brought back memories and stuff.
Right.
There was something else I was going to say. I forgot. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. Hmm. So, is there anything that you guys have had trouble with that you would like for me to show you?
Very antiquated fireplace, scurrying.
I'm good. I just need to practice, I think. The holly gave me some trouble, but I just have to practice that. So, and the little nose, I'm working on it. I'm using a toothpick too to make some tiny dots with. See if that helps a little bit.
Tiny dots? You mean like in its eyes?
Yeah, or like the berries on that little thing on the hat
Oh,
there.
okay, yeah.
That
Very
came out
clever. Very
and
clever.
yeah, I'm still having trouble with that dark on the nose, but I'll just work on it. I just have to practice. It's nice to think. I mean, it's hard. Yeah, I can tell you like Christmas.
Well,
think.
I knew that Gloria loved Christmas, and I'd intended, I wanted to do Christmas in July. I talked about doing a workshop for the last probably 2 months, but
Right.
I almost thought I wasn't going to be able to do it with everything that happened. And I thought, now I'm going to do this. And, I figure even if I did not do it, I could actually record what I'd done and give it to you guys after all. But yeah, I'm glad I got them done, and I went ahead and scheduled it, and I'm glad you ladies come, and yay, and that
Well,
you hang
thank
out
you.
with me.
Mhm.
That you're still hanging out with me after after you guys being my guinea pigs. I'm telling you, I'm learning so much just by doing this, and you guys were here for all of my ups and downs, my mistakes, and
Not very many. Don't worry about that. That's wonderful that you do this.
Yeah, thank you very much, Christine, for doing it.
I love it, love it. I love what you guys are doing. I'm telling you, that's what they make comments on your all's painting. I thought y'all make me look good, and I know it ain't anything I'm doing other than I'm just showing I'm doing it, but I'm not holding your all's hands and stuff like that. And that's something when I did in person lessons. A lot of times the reason we can't get the strokes is just because we don't put enough pressure on the brush, or we don't have enough paint on the brush. And I mean, I literally, when I teach in person, I hold their, many times I've held their hands and,
Aw.
let them know, like really put
Mhm.
pressure to let them know how much pressure it takes to make some of these strokes. But I'm telling you, they do wonderful.
Well, I know. I used to watch for those pictures. They were beautiful.
So how about you, Miss Carolyn? Is there something specifically that you have trouble with, or
No,
okay?
once I watch the replay and watch it sometimes, several times, but I can take it from there.
Very good. Well, do you all mind? We're going to continue on here, but would you mind if I go ahead and shut the recording off? Because everything that I've taught's already on the recording. But if you
Sure.
need help, I can
That's
still
fine.
just talk to you through it and stuff. That way it's not, 3 hours long. It'll be 2 hours long.